Response audio. What a cool handle. I've had a realization recently that while I know tons of music theory and techniques, I don't think I ever heard some of the concepts that well in my head, if that makes any sense. I was watching some people do chord melody stuff, even over simple pop song formats, and I was just kind of taken aback at how they can apply nice, simple chords to make nice arrangements. Not sure if there was a question in there, but I've been trying to figure out how to improve my ears from my current position. So, response audio, I'm going to say something that's pretty general. Since I don't know you, I haven't heard you play, I haven't seen you play, I can only speak in generalities. But studying music theory and take it from I like music theory. When I first started playing, I was pretty shy. It was a lot easier for me to sit by myself and study scales and chords and theory and harmony and everything rather than imagine getting on stage. So I really am, a music nerd at heart, and I do love theory, but it's a little bit of a myth that if you study all the music theory, that will lead you to, being a natural sounding guitar player, or to be able to do the thing that you're talking about specifically, which is to make kind of simple chord melody arrangements, even of pop tunes. If that's what you want to do, then I think you have to spend time just doing that. I'm thinking about Joe Pass, who didn't play simple pop tunes. Joe Pass was a guy that played jazz tunes, things like Stella by Starlight or Misty or things like that. But to him, they were pop tunes, that was the music that he loved. And he was of a generation where that stuff was more or less pop music to him, I think. And I don't know that he thought about theory that much, but he just played guitar many, many, many hours every day and worked up little chord melody things to where he could do it, I think, extemporaneously. He could change keys. He could play a tune that he didn't know that well. But you have to start by just doing that. So I'm going to play something like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I'll do it in F. So I was trying not to think too much about theory there. I'm just basically following the melody on the high string. And thinking about the triads, that would go under it, just from the thinking about it, like, okay, this feels like a one chord. There's other, with that note, there's other triads that might fit, whatever. But I know we're in the key of F because I chose that before we started. And so with this as the melody note, this feels like the chord. It's the F is the chord, the one chord in the key. Now when we go to this next melody note, it doesn't feel, I'm just going by my feelings, it doesn't feel like the chord wants to change. Again, there's lots of other notes that you could put under a C. This is the note C. I could play A minor, I could play A flat, I could play F minor. I could play something that's where this isn't even really a note of the, I could play like a B flat chord with C on top. D flat major 7. There's a lot, if you know theory, then in a way it makes it harder because your mind is open to all these possibilities. But if you just listen to your gut or your inner ear or whatever, you'll know that it's the same chord. So I just grabbed an F chord that I know up here. This could be one, or you could do this, or you could not play any chord. I'm just playing C as an octave, or I could play it as just this big interval and not even think about chords. So there I'm just on strings 1 and 4. And I'm really just trying to let my hands, trust my hands that they know the shapes. I don't know if that's helpful, but yeah, learning a bunch of theory is not a bad idea. I encourage it. But at the end of the day, you need to just play the guitar a lot. Play along with records, play along with songs that are in your head that you don't have handy, like on a record or Spotify or whatever, but just try to think of songs that you know, stuff that you grew up on, or just stuff that you love right now. And see if you can access the jukebox that's in your head and bring it out on the guitar. That's really essential. So, what songs? I mean, I just tried to pick a basic song anyway. Is that helpful response audio? I hope so. What's the meaning of life? I'm still trying to figure that out. That's to be determined. Yeah, but response audio, really, like, don't overthink that kind of thing. Just get to it. Play the music that's in your head. And if you can't find it, start with something simpler, like a nursery rhyme, and see if you can play that. Matthew says, I like that better than Miley Cyrus's version of Twerkle, Twerkle, Little Star. Yeah. Well, I try to keep it family friendly here on Guitar Tips. Cool. I'll play a little bit more chord melody stuff. I'm trying to keep it simple for everybody's sake, so it's easy to hear. And also, I don't know how any of the copyright stuff works on YouTube, but I don't want to get dinged for playing some big smash hit. But maybe I'll play. I'm going to try to play Yesterday. Maybe I'll play it in a way that doesn't get caught by the. Now, I've never played it in that key or in that particular way. It's just a song that's in my head that I've known since I was a kid. And I'm just playing the melody first, really thinking about the melody. Chord melody is a lousy name for what that is. It should be called melody chord, because really, if you start with chords and try to find the melody around the chords, it seems like a good idea, but at least for me, I tend to get more snagged up that way. It's better for me anyway. The way I hear music and see the fretboard is to just play the melody and try to grab some harmony underneath it. So hardly any chords at all, really. Just thinking about the melody and adding some stuff underneath it. That's, I think, a good way to approach it instead of from the bottom up. Do it from the top down.